Welcome back to another episode of the Hunt Fish Live podcast. In this episode, I'm going to run through a few late season tactics to help you bag that buck in the snow, as well as go over a fun weekend I had up at my friend's cabin deer hunting for does. Let's get into it. So this past weekend, I joined Tyler, Jeff, Corey, and Tyler's two kids up in Oceana County in Michigan to do a little doe hunting. I do not have permission to hunt the property that they were hunting, but they offered to shoot me a doe if the opportunity arose, and I was like, yeah, for sure, let's do it. And I was like, well, if I have to come up, if you shoot one for me, I will come up and get it. And then I thought, you know what? Why not just go up there, hang out for the weekend, bring the video camera, and do some filming and hang out in the deer blind. It was supposed to be cold and snowy, so that's exactly what I did. We headed up Friday after work. Got up there, got to the cabin. I used to have permission to hunt up there, but I don't anymore. Anyway, got to the cabin, got settled in, headed out to get some dinner, had a couple adult beverages, and we headed back home, or back to the cabin for the night to wind down, hit the bed, and get up early the next day to go out hunting. Well, we didn't end up going out. Jeff didn't want to go because it was cold. Corey didn't want to go because he didn't feel good. So, and Tyler wasn't there yet. So we just kind of hung around the house until Tyler and his kids got there at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We ended up having lunch when they got there and headed out to the blinds about 2:30 or so. I sat with Jeff and Tyler's son Saturday night. We saw one deer, but it spooked when I was gonna put the little boys headphones on, ear protection, because Jeff's shooting a rifle, and it'd be pretty loud for a kid, for anybody really inside a blind. So Jeff's like, oh, deer, here comes one. Get his earmuffs on. So I got his earmuffs on, or grabbed the earmuffs that were on my camera tripod, turned my shoulders, and she saw my shoulders turn, and off she went the way that she came from. So we didn't that was the only deer we saw. It was cold. You forget how easily kids get cold out there. But we had a good time. We ended up walking back up to the cabin. Tyler's son was pretty happy with how things went. He got to play games on Grampy's phone and eat a bunch of snacks. So, on to the next morning. Sunday morning, we switched kids. Jeff and I took the daughter, and Tyler took his son. Tyler went way back to one of his blinds in the back of the property, and he ended up shooting a doe. 4 of them came out. He shot one. It was quartering hard away from him, and it was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. He shot it, and it went in the back leg, but it went up out of the leg, and it must have gone like across the belly of the deer and just sliced open the skin, because when he got up to it, all of its guts were hanging on the ground, and there was it was a slice all the way up to its ribs, and so he didn't really have to gut it, just had to pull it out. Went through the stomach, but none of the meat got wrecked or anything, but it was pretty gruesome. I'd never seen anything like that, and neither did he. The deer ended up running away. None of them would stop, and he didn't want to take a running shot to get one for me. So I ended up deerless, and he ended up getting one, which was great. Very proud of him. Happy for him. Happy for the family. They get some nice venison, and yeah. So Christmas is coming up. The end of the season's coming up. We're in late season now. Post rut, second rut, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna try to get out this weekend, but I'm not sure. It's supposed to be really cold and more snow, and we're supposed to get more snow. We got like almost 2 feet already, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get out. It's second. Well, it's muzzleloader season here where I'm at, and I believe you can use anything you want to. So, I might take my shotgun, I might take my rifle, I might take my bow, but I'll probably take a gun if I go out. So, we will see. I will keep you updated on that adventure next week. Probably do on the road episode as well. Those are fun, and I haven't done one in a while, so be on the lookout for that. Well, this year in December here in Michigan and in parts of Indiana where I hunt, the temperature is a lot colder than it has been in the past, and we actually have a bunch of snow on the ground. It's like winter or November was when I was growing up. So if that doesn't age me a little bit, but you know we have late season deer hunting right now, and there's snow, so you know, this can actually stack the odds in your favor if you're hunting smart. You got a great way to do is key in on the hottest food sources. In the deep cold snow, deer become, you know, kind of predictable than they have kind of more predictable than they have been. Bucks that avoided you during the rut will risk the daylight hours and hit those food sources and get some good calories. Looking for you want to look for standing corn, turnips, radishes, any of those brassicas, soybean fields, oak flats with late acorns, and corn. The corn piles, like where the farm equipment picked and didn't get everything. If you see the heavy trails in the snow heading to a food source, that's the ticket. You want to set up on those. Up in a tree, on the ground, it doesn't matter. You just want to be there. You can also hunt bedding cover. When the temps drop and the wind picks up, mature bucks bed in places that hold heat and block the wind, like south-facing ridges and slopes, thick cedars, pines, and swamps with evergreen cover. Those areas will also provide areas of travel and bedding areas that don't have as much snow as open fields and your thinner woods and your food plots. Use the snow to backtrack a buck's route. Tracking deer in snow is like looking at a map. Track a big set of prints. You can figure out his bedding area, his travel route, and where he exits his food sources. But don't follow straight into a bed. Circle it downwind and set up there. Get out of his wind, and you'll be good. Hunt warm-ups after the brutal cold. Bucks move on the first day after a cold snap when the temperatures rise 10 to 15 degrees. The snow slows feeding, and they burn calories fast when they're trenching through the snow, just like we do. So the warm-up triggers early movement, midday feeding, and pre-sunset feeding areas. If the temps rise and the winds drop, you need to get out. Sit close, like really, really close. Deer in late season in the snow don't like to move far, just like us. So move stands in closer than you normally would, 80 to 150 yards from bedding, just off a main trail where the snow funnels them naturally. Snow makes deer use the path of least resistance, and you want to hunt those beaten down deer highways. That is how you're going to be successful in late season. I'm going to be taking some of my own advice and doing the same thing this weekend. it's late season. It's time to shoot anything. Well, not anything. I'm not going to shoot a 1.5-year-old buck up here anyways. Maybe down on the farm on the next trip to Indiana, but not quite sure when that is. I believe we're going the weekend after Christmas for the last hurrah. So we will see how that goes. I'm excited. There's tons of hunting left to do, and with the cold and snowiness, we also have one of my other favorite times of the year happening and ramping up, and that's ice fishing season. My buddy Corey's he said 5 inches on his pond. He and his girlfriend went out ice fishing Saturday after he left up north, and Sunday, and did pretty well. So it's only a matter of time before we're able to get out on the big lakes, the bigger lakes around, and catch some of those early ice season bluegill, crappie, walleye, and perch. I'm excited. Bass are still open right now until the end of December, and they are delicious in the wintertime. That's the time of year that I like to eat them. So if we get a keeper or two, they are definitely coming back and going in the frying pan. They're delicious. Bright white meat. Oh, making me hungry just thinking about it. Been seeing some ice reports from a couple of the bait shops around, and they're looking promising. It's supposed to be cold all this week, and I think even in the 10 days. So we're definitely going to be fishing before Christmas. Last year, I think we fished on Christmas Eve, and it was way better than the year before, where we got to fish 2 times. But we have a great plan for this year. We know a couple spots that we've never been ice fishing to, but have done really well on open water. So, and we have our normal go-to spots. We have home spots. We have away spots. We got a lake up north kind of more figured out than we have in the past. So I'm excited. I can't wait. I love the ice fish. I mean, I love deer hunting too, but now's the time of year when they both kind of intermingle, and yeah. Then you got to choose what you're going to do on the weekend. and that is not fun for me. It's easy for my wife because she loves to fish and loves ice fishing, but I would rather deer hunt, and I just want to get some meat for the freezer. So if you have any extra, I'll give you my address. Just kidding. I don't want your meat. You enjoy it, and we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Just had some buddies come back from Montana deer hunting, and there's 8 people that went, and 6 of them shot mule deer. So that was awesome. They keep trying to get me to go with them out west, but I just can't. I'm not really interested in out west hunting. I like my Midwest, sit in a tree stand, sit in a box blind, deer hunting. It's just more my thing. I don't like the idea of walking up mountains and walking 15 miles a day. It just seems kind of like a lot of work. And people that know me know that I take the path of least resistance to do literally anything. But that's for another day. Maybe we'll revisit that topic later on. But I'm most likely never going to have an adventure for myself like that. All right, folks. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. Hopefully those late season tactics give you a little confidence to keep grinding even when there's snow up to your knees and that mercury is buried on the thermometer. This is the time of year when one smart move can put a buck on the ground, so stay warm, hunt smart, and trust the sign. Thank you for tuning in to the Hunt Fish Live podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button, leave a review in the comments, and share it with a buddy who's still chasing that tag. Until next time, hunt hard, fish often, and live it up. This is the Hunt Fish Live podcast, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.